Okay, class. So we're on page 15, and first we're trying to do numbers 15 through 14 and 23 through 24. They want us to find the value of x, and in order to do that, we need to know how many degrees there are in each side, inside of each of these polygons. So let's start with number 5. Number 5 is a triangle. I know that a triangle has 180 degrees in it. I know that this is 90 degrees. So finding x is pretty simple because adding these two together and subtracting from 180 gives me x. So let me add 90 and 51. That's 141, which means that this is going to be 39 degrees. And that's pretty simple because we have a lot of experience with triangles. Number 6, though, is a little bit different because number 6 has 5 sides. And a 5-sided polygon has 5 angles, and this would make this a pentagon, and a pentagon does not have 180 degrees. Well, how many degrees does a pentagon have? Well, in order to find that, we'd have to use a formula, which is n minus 2 times 180, where n represents the number of sides. So that would be 5 minus 2, because a pentagon has 5 sides, minus 2 times 180, which is, and 3 times 180 is 540. So a pentagon has 540 degrees. Well, we know that this is 90 degrees. I'm looking for x. So if I want to get 540 degrees with all these angles, or if I want to find x, all I need to do is add up all these angles and subtract it from 540. So let's add them all together. 93 plus 90, 93 plus 90 plus 109 plus 132 is equal to 424. So if I add up all these angles together, they all add up to 424. But a pentagon has 540. So how do I find that missing angle? I subtract 424 from 540. 540 minus 424 gives me 116. So x is equal to 116. Number 7, they want me to find the value of x, but I don't know how many degrees should be inside this pentagon. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count up the sides. I have 6 sides, which makes this a hexagon. It's an irregular hexagon. It doesn't look like a hexagon because all the sides and all the angles are not equal, but it does have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it is a hexagon, and now I can use the formula to find how many degrees inside I should have. There's my formula. It's going to be 6 minus 2 times 180, 4 times 180 is 720. So this hexagon should have 720 degrees. So if I want to find the missing angle, all I need to do is add up all these angles together and subtract it from 720 to get x. So let's add them all together one by one. 133 plus 138 plus 148 plus 95 plus 105 is equal to 619. So when I add up all these angles together, I get 619 degrees. But this should be 720 to find x. So what do I do with these two numbers? I subtract them. 720 minus 619 is equal to 101. So x is equal to 101 degrees. Let's take a look at number 4. I would hope that you recognize number 4 as a quadrilateral right away. And by now you should know that a quadrilateral has 360 degrees. But in case you don't know that, you can use the formula. N minus 2 times 180. That's 4 minus 2 times 180. That's 2 times 180, which is 360 degrees, 360 degrees. So quadrilateral has 360 degrees. I'm looking for x. How do I find x? I add up all of these together and subtract it from 360. 77 plus 98 plus 61 gives me 236. But I know that a quadrilateral should have 360. So to find the missing angle, what I do with these two numbers, I subtract. And I get 124. So x equals to 124 degrees. Number 5 here, I have a pentagon. But very interestingly, what I have here is a regular pentagon, meaning all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. All the angles are congruent. Well, how many degrees should be inside a pentagon? Let's figure that out. There's my formula. 5 minus 2 is 3 times 180. It's 540. So notice that a regular pentagon has 540 degrees, and an irregular pentagon has 540 degrees. And this one is irregular because all of the angles are not the same size, and all of the sides are not the same size. But it's still a pentagon. So pentagons will always have 540 degrees. But now I have 540 degrees that I need to divide equally between these 5 angles. So what do I do with the 540? I divide it by 5. So 540 divided by 5 gives me 108 degrees. So each one of these angles is 108 degrees. And 108 times 5 is 540. Number 10, what kind of shape do I have here? Let me see how many sides I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What I have here is an octagon. And an octagon, well, let's see how many degrees it should have. So it's 6 times 180. That's 1,080 degrees. So an octagon should have 1,080 degrees. But I have 8 sides and 8 angles. So it's 1,080 divided by 8. And that gives me 135 degrees. So x is equal to, this one angle here is 135, and all of the angles are 135 degrees. Let's take a look at question number 23. For 23, they want us to find the value of x. Well, we know that it's a quadrilateral. We should know that inside of a quadrilateral, we have how many degrees? 360 degrees. So if I add up all of these angles together, they should all equal to 360 degrees. Well, let's do that. Let's add up all of those angles together and have them equal to 360 degrees. Here's 9x minus 4 plus 8x plus 2 plus 13x plus 30 plus 19x minus 11. And all of these things added together should equal to 360 degrees. So here are all the angles inside of my quadrilateral. I'm going to add all of them together and equal to 360. Well, the first thing I should do is probably combine like terms. So let me put all the x's together. 9x plus 8x plus 13x plus 19x. Those are a lot of x's. So let me add all those together. 9 plus 8 plus 13 plus 19 gives me 49. So what I have is 49x plus. Now all I have to do is add all the numbers. Well, this is a negative 4, and that's a positive 2. So that's going to net me a negative 2. A negative 2 plus positive 30 is going to give me a positive 28. And a positive 28 and a negative 11 is going to give me a positive 17. So I have 49x plus 17 is equal to 360 degrees. And again, all I'm doing, guys, is just combining like terms. If you want to go back and review this again in the video, you can. If it's going a little bit too fast, I'm just combining like terms right here, which you should know how to do by now. After here, it becomes a simple algebraic equation. (360 minus 17) is equal to 343. Take 343 divided by 49, and I get 7. So x is equal to 7. So we've answered the question. X equals 7. Let's take a look at number 24. Number 24, we have another polygon here. Now, again, they want us to find the value of x. I have all of these angles here, though. But how many degrees should I have inside this polygon? Well, what kind of polygon is this? Well, let me see here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It has 5 sides and 5 angles. So I know it's a pentagon. How many degrees are inside of a pentagon? Well, n minus 2 times 180. It's going to give me 5 minus 2 times 180. So that's 3 times 180, and I get 540 degrees. So when I add up all of these angles together, they should all add up to how much? 540 degrees. So let's do that. Let's add up all these angles together and set them equal to 540 degrees. So let me start here. 8x minus 12 plus 12x minus 9 plus 4x plus 2 plus 9x minus 3 plus 10x plus 3 is equal to 540. So all I've done here is I've taken all of these angles, 8x minus 12, there it is, 12x minus 9, there it is, 4x plus 2, there it is, 9x minus 3, there it is, and 10x plus 3, there it is. Add them all up together, and I'm setting it equal to 540 degrees. Well, let me add all my like terms together. Let me put all the like terms, all the x's together first. Well, 8x and 12x and 4x and 9x and 10x. I'm adding up all those x's together. Let's add those all together. 8 plus 12 plus 4 plus 9 plus 10, and they're all positive, gives me 43x. That gives me 43x. When I add up all my x's together, I get 43x. Now let's add all the regular numbers together. Well, here I have a negative 12 and a negative 9, which is going to give me a negative 21. But then I have negative 21 and a positive 2. That's going to give me a negative 19. And then I have a negative 19. Excuse me, I have a negative 19 and a negative 3. That's going to give me a negative 22. And then negative 22 and positive 3 is going to give me a negative 19. So I got 43x minus 19 is equal to 540 degrees. Let's take a look here. So after here, it becomes a simple algebraic equation. So 40. So add 19 to both sides. 43x is equal to 559. Divide by 43. And x is equal to 559 divided by 43. And that equals to 13. So x is equal to 13. So 23, x was equal to 7. And 24, x was equal to 13. And of course, if I plugged in 13 for all these variables here, and if I simplified them all and then added them all together, they would add up to 540 degrees. Let's take a look now at page 16, numbers 16 and 17. Well, for numbers 16 and 17, they're just like the previous questions that we did. They want us to add all these together and equal to them whatever the polygon equals to and solve for x. Well, this is a quadrilateral. So you know that in a quadrilateral, you should have 360 degrees. So if I add them all together and set them equal to 360, I can find the value of x. Let's do that now. Let me start here. So here I've added up all my angles together and they should equal to 360 degrees. So let me combine all my like terms. 11 and 2 gives me 13, and 13 plus 8 gives me 21, and 21 plus 4 is 25, so I have 25 x's. Let me put like terms now. I have negative 17 and positive 9. Well, negative 17 and positive 9 is going to give me negative 8. Negative 8 and negative 3 is going to give me negative 11. And negative 11 and negative 4 is going to give me negative 15, and that's equal to 360 degrees. And then from here, guys, it just becomes a simple algebraic equation. $375 divided by 25 is equal to 15. So x is equal to 15. And for the last question, number 17, again, I have a polygon here. They want me to find the value of x. Well, I need to know how many degrees there are inside this polygon here. Well, how many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It has 5 sides. How do I find how many degrees there are inside of a 5-sided polygon? Well, I use my formula. N minus 2 times 180. 5 minus 2 times 180. 3 times 180. And 3 times 180 gives me 540. So I know that there should be 540 degrees inside this polygon. So when I add up all these angles together, they should add up to 540 degrees. So let's do that. So I have all of my variables. I'm going to combine like terms, and they should equal to 540 degrees. Well, I got 6x and 1x is 7x, plus 5x is 12x, plus 4 is 16x, plus 5 is 21x. Then I have negative 14 and positive 7. Going to give me negative 7. But then I have negative 7 and positive 8 is going to give me positive 1. Then positive 1 and negative 17 is going to give me negative 16. And negative 16 and positive 10 is going to give me negative 6. So 21x minus 6 is equal to 540 degrees. Again, if this went a little bit too fast, you can check it out on YouTube again. I'm just combining like terms. I put all my x's together. Then I put all the regular numbers together using the rules of addition. And I got negative 6 as my answer. I know that all the angles together should equal to 540.